Hi everyone, this is Katherine again speaking. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my final demo for a review board under the CANOSP program. In the last two videos, I went over a couple new changes I worked on for our Python API RBTools. I fixed argument parsing issues for the help command, and I've also revamped the setup-repo command to make it more user-friendly. For this demo, I will introduce a new project I've been working on not for RBTools, but rather for review board, more specifically the Diff viewer page. As of today, this is how the Diff viewer page looks like. The Diff viewer page displays any changes that have been made to any files using color. Yellow represents anything that's been modified. Red, anything that's been deleted. White, anything that hasn't been changed. And lastly, green, for anything that's been newly added. As you can see here, color plays a very significant role in this page. However, what if you're colorblind? The most common form of colorblindness is red-green blindness, and red and green are very common colors in the Diff viewer page. The colors won't mean anything to a colorblind user. It would be hard to distinguish any changes, and that defeats the purpose of the Diff viewer page. My goal for this project was to find a way to make this page more accessible to colorblind users. Allow me to show you what I've done so far. To give you an idea of how the Diff viewer page would look like to someone with color blindness, I'll use a Chrome extension called Chrome Lens, which allows us to see a website or a web page from the perspective of someone with visual impairments. Here we can see a modified section and a deleted section of code. We can see here that the colors lose their meaning. It's really hard to distinguish between the different types of changes, and in some cases like here, they also look very similar to each other. Here again, we'll do another comparison, this time with added lines of code versus deleted ones. And again, we still have the same problem where it's very hard to distinguish based on shades and color alone. To resolve this issue, I played around with CSS, and now any line that's been changed will have an icon in front of it, and the type of icon that appears will differ depending on the type of change made. For instance, anything that's been modified will have a tilde sign, anything that's been deleted will have a minus sign, and lastly, anything that's been added will have a plus sign. This is great for all users, colorblind or not. It is now easier to see the type of changes made at a glance. And in fact, other peer review software like GitHub have something similar when viewing file changes. Thanks to the power of CSS, the task of reviewing code is now made much easier for those that are colorblind. Instead of relying on different shades, colorblind users can simply look at the icons associated with a line of code. Before I end this video, I just wanted to say thanks to a couple people. First of all, I would like to thank the developers of Review Board and RBTools, Beanbag, for allowing me to contribute to their projects. I'd also like to thank my mentors for taking time out of their day to give me advice and to also help me understand the codebase. I'd also like to thank the students I've worked with. Everyone was cooperative, and it was awesome working with everyone remotely to add new features and fixes to Review Board. And lastly, I would like to thank the University of Alberta for hosting CANOSP, Canada Open Source Project. It was a pleasure working with everyone, and thanks to this experience, I learned more about open source development, enhanced my skills as a developer, and also felt like I made an impact for Review Board users. Thanks again, and that concludes my video. Have a good rest of your day.